Morales. They might just call me childish if I got to catch them all or volunteer to take the challenge. Brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect account mechanic and get me the sort of joy I get from toys, action, BB, B8, action. So yeah, brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect account mechanic and get me the sort of joy I get from toys, action. Nerve gang, bang, 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 bang. Action figures. Welcome to the Terradrome.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. I'm your host, Regg, Henny, and I want to just say what's up to y'all. This is kind of crazy because I know I usually take some time off in between videos and handle all of life's ups and downs and everything like that. But it's been such a great week that I dropped one last week where we're talking about Masters of the Universe Origins and how I love collecting that line. And during the video I mentioned that I had also pre-ordered, it was one that I didn't have on hand at the time, but I had pre-ordered Origins Stridor. Because I couldn't wait to put him with my Fisto and everything like that. But I pre-ordered Origins Stridor. And my homeboy, shout out to T's Multiverse. What's up, Tyrus? He actually, you got to check out his channel too, so check that out. Putting his YouTube channel right there. And also in the link in the description below. But anyway, so T let me know that they had Stridor at his local Target, which made me and inspired me to go check my local Target. And ta-da, I got a crisp, beautiful, minty, mint, that's a holiday season kind of minty box. And I got my Stridor in hand, so that is going along with the rest of my Origins collection that I'm so proud of, that I love that line. So I got a Stridor, and I happened to stop by Walmart today, and I had also mentioned that I did not have a flocked Panther. So I went by Walmart today and was able to find a flocked Panther. And I love this thing because it says collector's edition on the bottom. You know, one thing about us collectors, we love when they just put collector's edition on whatever. We put collector's edition on, we're like, oh, I'm a collector. That kind of worked out. I like that. So anyway, but it's pretty cool. It says collector's edition, realistic fur. Realistic fur, so PETA doesn't have to come hunt you down because it's real fur. No, it's realistic, so it's not real. And it's got the retro play on it, like all of the Origins branding says. But yeah, and this is another minty, really minty box. They had like 3 of them at the Walmart that I went to today, so I was able to pick out the best looking box. But that's not why you guys are here. That's not why you guys are here. You guys are actually here because you're going to be checking out the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Revelation Tri-Klops. Now, I happen to... Okay, so I did a lot more hunting than I normally do. I'm usually not big on doing a lot of hunts, and I've been trying to scale back. But I got a birthday coming up in literally like 2.5 days from now, and I'm feeling myself. So I was like, what the heck? I actually went and, like I said, I initially went to go look for Stridor, and then also came across that flocked Panther. So I'm like, well, yeah, why not? It's my birthday. And then I happened to be in that Target, and they had one of these. They just started hitting Targets, I guess, in the last week or two, along with the Savage He-Man and the Orko from the Revelation series. But this thing, I mean, the packaging alone on Multiverse is bananas. I told you guys last week I wasn't really getting into Multiverse. Didn't really talk about it too much, but at one point I did pick up this Multiverse faker. I mean, yeah, the Masterverse. Sorry, Multiverse. Masterverse faker. But I ended up getting it for $19 when it first dropped. And this is like normally like a $35 figure or whatever. But I went on Target's app while I was actually in the store, and they had it listed for $35 and got it for $19. So I was like, you don't pass that up. Go get it. So I ended up picking up this faker way back when it first came out. So I couldn't pass that up. I had already told myself, like I always do with most Masters of the Universe lines, I'm only going to get He-Man and Battle Cat. So Battle Cat, I found really crispy box. So I picked up Battle Cat before I actually picked up your boy He-Man. So I actually picked up He-Man soon after I had found Battle Cat, and once I found Battle Cat, and at the time they were kind of scarce. They're not now, obviously. You can walk into any Walmart and find them, but I found that Battle Cat by itself, sitting by his lonesome on the shelf, picked him up, and was just like, if I find a He-Man, I'll get a He-Man. I did not pick up any Skeletors. Normally that's my kind of mindset, He-Man, Battle Cat, Skeletor, but I decided, again, I much as I love Masterverse and I love the Revelation show, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But again, I couldn't pass this up for $19. But again, the main event, which you guys actually came here for, good old Tri-Klops. One of the main reasons I did pick up Tri-Klops, not just because he looks great, looks awesome, but I also picked up Tri-Klops because I am desperately missing him from my classics display and from my classics collection. There were a lot of figures that some of the main baddies that I wasn't able to get my hands on because back when classics was out, when it was running for more than a decade, it was pretty much through Matty Collector. I've only seen one classics figure on a actual retail shelf, and that was like at a Big Lots, and it was Count Marzo, and it was just random. It was just at a Big Lots, and I picked them up for like dirt cheap. But otherwise, you normally had to get them on Matty Collector, and usually they were only on the website for so long. You had to order them, and you know, I wasn't really keeping up with all the figures like that. And some of them I had to get kind of on the aftermarket, like at comic book shops and things like that. So I paid a little bit more. Sometimes upwards of $35 for each figure. But if you're looking on the aftermarket for them now, they're, I mean, literally Tri-Klops from Classics is more than $250. Like if you find them sold. Like if you check like the sold listings, he's going for more than $250, $180 and up for loose. I'm not even going to talk about Tila and Sorceress and all those other characters. So anyway, I say all that to say Masterverse, and in particular right now Revelation is what they have out. It's a way to fill in some of those gaps in my classics collection. So 7-inch tall. The Tri-Klops figure is actually a little bit taller than the other Revelation figures. He's going to be a little bit taller than the classic figures that I have, but not that much. I mean, classic figures were about 7-inch anyway. It's just that they got more of the crouching old school kind of style to it. But he looks great. We're going to crack him open, and we're going to actually review it because, like I've told you guys before, I don't know. I'm a mint and box kind of guy unless I'm going to display them. And he is actually taking a spot that if I had a classic Tri-Klops, he wouldn't have to. But since I don't have a classic Tri-Klops, I will be opening them up and adding them to the display. And if I could get my hands on a Scare Glow for Masterverse, and if I could also get my hands on a Trap Jaw, they will also fill in some of those missing holes that I have in my classic collection. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to crack them open and see how cool this thing actually is. Alright, so let's go ahead and get Tri-Klops out of his box. Again, really nice packaging. These Masterverse figures. Impressive. There's the box right there. Alright. So, and these boxes are very collector friendly, so us collectors love that. The soft goods, that is another thing that I applaud Mattel for. They are pretty generous when it comes to the soft goods category. This guy's got a whole fit, a whole outfit. He go from the 9 to 5 day to going out for cocktails and drinks, happy hour, club, this formal wear. Yeah, let's get him out of this plastic. Okay, so let's get a closer look at Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Revelation, Tri-Klops, Tri-Klops, and the accessories that he comes with, the multiple accessories that he comes with because he's a deluxe figure. And now, just get a look at that sculpt right there. I like how they have the hair coming off of the visor. Out of the package, like immediately out of the package, I had to run hot water on his legs because he's one of those figures, and this happens with a lot of Mattel figures where they're happy to show you that they can do the splits. So I had to run some warm water over him, and even spreading his leg out like that, just like that, has him kind of doing it again. So it's going to be hard to stand him up, but just got to run some more hot water over him, and he'll be all right. Let's see, but let's get a look at his accessories first. So he's got his sword, the imitation. No, not imitation. I'm sorry. That would be Faker's sword. This would be Tri-Klops' sword. Okay. We also have an extra set of hands, so he could clap, and then he could also praise the Lord or raise the roof, whichever you prefer to do, whether that's a Saturday night or Sunday morning. Got the extra head sculpt for his days as a cult leader. Let's see. Okay, get a better. Oops. Grab that. Let's see if I can. See, look at that head sculpt right there. Also, now the eyes do turn. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really hugely impressed with the variety of eyes that he has, because, you know, basically you want to, let me see, basically you want the different expressions that the old school original Tri-Klops is known for, having the different eye expressions. This one just has like really minor changes in the eyes. Very minor. They all kind of look alike, to be honest. Now, anyway, that is his cult leader head sculpt. And you've got his uniform for his PlayStation / I don't know, Cub Scout meetings. So, with the soft goods, again, I love how Mattel will spring for the soft goods on many other figures, on, like, for instance, Black Series, and not Black, I'm sorry, that's Hasbro. Sorry about that. Different ones like Multiverse, things like that, or whatever. Not even multi. Well, yeah, I guess, you know, the McFarlane ones. But they have in the past. I've seen them do that with even with the MOTU Origins. Then he's got the actual, I guess it's kind of a gown kind of skirt thing that he wears underneath the ceremonial robe, that he would wear. So it actually comes with a full-on outfit. It's not bad. That's almost Barbie-like there, Mattel. So thank you very much. We appreciate that. Let's get a closer look at Tri-Klops once again. Good body sculpt. That's the one that basically their standard buck that they're using for the Masterverse line. The colors really look good on him too. I actually wanted to point that out earlier too, when I was talking about the comparison between classics and well, all of them, between classics, between Origins, and I know I mentioned on my last video how I loved how Origins was basically a good homage and amalgamation between the original toys from the 1980s, and then also the colors from their Filmation appearances. They take a lot of cues from Filmation also. But I also felt like Origins wasn't a good line for me to display it. I don't mind keeping them boxed because they got that old school feel to them. But again, I wouldn't have them displayed on my Super 7 Snake Mountain or the Classic Snake Mountain or the Classics Castle Grayskull, because those colors tend to be a little bit more dull, a little bit more, I guess, gritty. And I think Masterverse actually follows suit in that. And I know I watched Pixel Dan when he was discussing Masterverse when they were first announcing it, that it was going to be basically the spiritual successor to Classics. And that was before everybody saw what the Classics figures, I mean the Masterverse figures, were going to actually look like. But everybody's kind of speculating that they would kind of step into that Classics mode. And that's basically what they've done. So these seem like they would make a good fit for the subs, for the characters that I need to fill in for my Classics display on that Castle Grayskull and on that Snake Mountain. So let's go ahead and get him switched out into his ceremonial robe. You have to say that very regal, but that ceremonial robe, we're going to go ahead and switch him out, and also switch the head sculpts. Okay, so now we got his head removed, and I was able to get his armor, his vest armor off by just unhooking that from the back, taking it off over his head and around his waist. So, and then for the actual gown, ceremonial gown, there is Velcro right on the back of this. What's more fun than Velcro and yeah, see that satisfying sound of Velcro? What's more fun than Velcro and bubble wrap? Those two are fun. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this put on him. So basically I had to just basically undo the Velcro on the back, get his arms through there, put it up over his head that is not on him right now. And then we have the belt that goes around his waist. It's a little button right there. Just unhinge that. Then we will put it over his head, like so. Oops, the camera, sorry about that. Just button that back up. Got his cape flowing. This is a nice outfit, but very elegant. I should get me one of these fits. Let's put the other head sculpt on there. Get that on. Okay. Now we could also switch out hands. We'd like put his clapping / praising laying onto the hands. We could put that on if we'd like, but just so we can get a look at how he looks with his ceremonial robe on. And I mean it's pretty cool. It actually is pretty cool. Just take a look at what he looks like with that robe. I mean, this is actually really impressive for a deluxe figure to actually have all of this, an entirely additional outfit along with a second head sculpt, extra hands. This is a very satisfying deluxe figure, especially at the price point. It actually was listed at, I believe, about $33 at Target. While I was at Target, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I was also able to look up on their own app, on their website, and it was going for $29.99. So got a couple dollars off of them. But in my opinion, it's actually worth it. I'm a Hasbro guy for a certain franchises. I'm a huge Transformer fan. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, all that. But I'm noticing Mattel is doing a lot more for a couple bucks less. I said that on the last video when we were discussing Origins. But their price points are a little bit more impressive with me right now. Even their Jurassic Park figures, even the large scale ones like the T-Rex or Indominus Rex, for them to be MSRP for $50, normally that's probably going to be like $100 figure with Hasbro, and God forbid it be a HasLab. So let's get him switched back out into his OG stylings, and I'm going to actually do some comparisons real quick. Now, as far as his articulation goes, like as you guys saw a little earlier, the head is on the ball peg. Can move down that far, up that far. Arms, just got a ball joint right there, and shoulder. I like what they're doing with the pinless. Let's see. It's got more than 90 degrees on that elbow. Double hinge on the elbow. See, the wrist can move back and forth, round and round. Legs. Now, like I was saying earlier with the legs, they're happy to show you they could do the splits. Don't want to do both of them because I had to put it in hot water earlier. It's got the pivots on the ankle, on the rocker joint. You can go about that far down, that far up. Also, it's got a twist in the calf muscle, the calf area. And as far as the knees are concerned, those are also double hinged. So, very impressive figure. Yeah, I can't wait to display this. I'm going to make sure and put some pictures up of him displayed with the classics, his classic figures. Yeah, very impressive. Let's move the extra clothing out the way. The extra hands. Now, for a quick size comparison, I got Faker out. Now, one thing I will say about their ankle joints is they're kind of top heavy, so you have to be careful. Let's get him stood up. Yeah, they are top heavy, and the ankles, kind of like the classics used to be, are a little on the kind of loose, thinner side. But as you can see, like I was saying earlier, with Tri-Klops, he's a tad bit taller than even some of his Masterverse counterparts. And I got this Faker out because I definitely plan on displaying him. He comes with a lot of options too, as far as different head sculpts, 2 different head sculpts as a matter of fact. The orange kind of Skeletor horde looking logo armor that can wrap around him, but this is the look I'm going to be displaying him in on that battle on the classic Snake Mountain. So there you have it. Now for some additional size comparisons, let's take a look. We got there we got the Masterverse Faker right there. And we've got Super 7's Ultimates, Thundercats, Panthro. We got Drago Man right there from Masters of the Universe Classics. And as you can see, like, these Masterverse figures, the Tri-Klops right there, standing next to Ram Man, Classics Ram Man. Now, they scale well and sculpt well and paint well with all of these other figures that are, if not classics themselves, they're actually related to. I know Ultimates, the Super 7 way was going for the aesthetic of classics, even the way the body sculpts are done. I got that Lionel on pre-order too. And Mumra, I believe. Yeah, I got Mumra also. So those will be going on my Snake Mountain display also. But as you can see, Tri-Klops fits right in. So I can't wait to get some shots of how he's going to look on Snake Mountain. Okay, so let's get a look at the action we got going on down here. We got Count Marzo over here and a few of the Skeletor's robot troopers facing off against these palace guards right here. Prince Adam is getting ready to jump into some action while nobody's paying attention, so he's able to pull out his sword of power and call upon the power of Grayskull. And here's Orko, one of his friends that shares his secret. Here's Man-at-Arms. There we go. He's in the Wind Raider. Another friend that shares his secret. Castle Grayskull. Going up towards the top. There's Adora. She's also answering the call to get into battle. There's Standor, the legendary Standor. So happy they did a figure celebrating Stan Lee's greatness. Temple of Darkness Sorceress. I do have the Filmation Super 7 Sorceress, but I went ahead and went with the Temple of Darkness because her aesthetic actually goes a lot more with these other figures. Plus, the Filmation figures that I had, I didn't want to, unless I had all the Filmation figures, then they'd be posed with the Castle Grayskull and the Snake Mountain, but otherwise. So there's the action down there. Now let's move up towards the top. Snake Mountain is Ram Man. The door turned into She-Ra. This turns Swiftwind. Facing off against Hordak. And there's the guy that we just did the review on that you came to see. Tri-Klops. I got him back here. Possibly plotting on that Battlefield Tila up there who's facing off against Evelyn and Screech. I told you that they really do fit in with the classics figures, in my opinion. They're a little bit more extended, more tall to go with the new series, the Revelation series, but it's just the colors, everything really matches well. You got Drago Man facing off against Panther. Hopefully Panther won't be the only Thundercat holding it down on this display. I got Mumra and on pre-order, and then also Lionel. King Hiss over here in the middle of the battle trying to figure out how he's going to take back over Snake Mountain. Stabs Skeletor in the back. And Stratos facing off against one of the robots. And I was able to get Faker in there. He's coming up behind Stratos. Look out, Stratos. There you have He-Man. And he is headed towards the top to go after Skeletor and Panther. Like I said, I have the Filmation ones, Super 7 Ultimates, and I love the way those look because they really do bring that Filmation look to life. But hey, again, I got mostly regular classics figures, so those go on the display. But there, just wanted to show you guys how I was able to get the Masterverse figures to fit in on this display. Do not attempt to try this at home without adult supervision, because getting these figures to actually stand up on Snake Mountain is a miracle, a talent, and a chore in and of itself. Oh, I forgot about Beastman up there, riding on his Griffin. But yeah, it wasn't easy to pose these guys up there. One false move and all of them come tumbling down like a domino effect. Man, I love the way that Tri-Klops looks. I'm so happy that I picked him up. And again, Faker up there. Yeah, these guys really fit in. They really do fill in the holes. The Masterverse fill in the holes of the Classics figures that are on the secondary market, going for far too much for my pockets. So I'd rather spend, maybe $30 on a deluxe figure and get it on the display, as opposed to trying to spend almost $300 getting one brand new, one of the classic ones brand new. There you have Tri-Klops. We found a new home for them here on Snake Mountain. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, final thoughts on the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Revelation, Tri-Klops. Okay, as you know, here on Toys, Noise, and Action Figures, we have our rating scale, which goes from whack, don't waste your money, don't waste your time, you'll thank me later, forget about it. Then there's cool. Cool is like, yeah, why not? You know, you could probably wait and maybe catch it on sale or, on clearance or whatnot. Then there's dope. There's dope is why not? Live a little, go grab it. You're going to enjoy it. Then there's classic, and classic is pre-order it. Pre-order two. Keep one in mitten box and open the other one for display. You're going to thank yourself. You're going to thank me. You're going to love it, and you're going to be the envy of the collecting community. In the case of Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Revelation, Tri-Klops is going to get I'm going to say Tri-Klops is dope. And as you can see, I had to think about that because it's borderline cool and it's borderline dope. Not classic, and for a number of reasons. And I'll put it like this, because there was a classic one, and the classic one in my book is a toss-up between the actual one from the 80s, because damn, it's the 80s, and it's when the Masters of the Universe originally launched, and the classic actual Masters of the Universe Classics Tri-Klops that came out some years ago. And again, I said it earlier, those are highly sought after on the secondary market. On the aftermarket is hitting your pockets for it. This is dope because as of right now, while it's just hitting shelves and while it's still available at your retailers, it's a great pickup. It's dope. You're gonna love it. You're gonna enjoy it. As I've said numerous times in this review already, this is going to be taking the place of the Classics Tri-Klops that I'm missing from my Classics display. As you can see from the size comparisons with the other figures from Classics and from their own line, they are kind of interchangeable. They're not bad. And paying only $30 for this figure as opposed to paying about $250, $280 for the Classics one on the secondary market. It was a tough decision, but I went with $30. I went with $30 because right now, in these economic times, pandemic times, it makes a lot. It's smart money to go with the lower cost one, but it is dope in that regard. I do, however, see it going up in value once you can't get your hands on it anymore. Actually, after getting my hands on these Masterverse figures today, like you saw me crack this one open, and then also the Masterverse Fakers figure, they are a lot more impressive out of package than I was anticipating. Not saying that I had low expectations or anything like that, but I'm still riding on a high of Classics. We ended Classics with Super 7's Classic Collector's Choice Snake Mountain. So you have to understand, we got spoiled for more than 10 years there. And then to watch the Classic figures soar in value on the aftermarket basically confirmed exactly how us as collectors felt about that line. So getting the opportunity to get Masterverse, which is, like Pixel Dan said, a spiritual successor to Classics, and then actually getting it out of package and getting my hands on it today, I'm really impressed. I don't know if Masterverse will go that deep into like the Filmation to it's called Masterverse, and I know they're not just going to focus on Revelation, so that's a good thing. And I know that they're probably going to spread their wings and maybe go into 2000X at some point. Maybe revisit. Hopefully they'll revisit some Classics figures. Bring those back. They still got the molds. Why not? But as far as Tri-Klops is concerned, he's definitely going to get the rating of dope from me here on Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. But I will get some pictures up of him on display on my Snake Mountain, on my Classics Snake Mountain, for you guys to enjoy. And I want to thank you guys for hanging out once again with Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. I've been your host, Regg Henny, and I really am looking forward to some of the stuff that we got coming this year, 2022. Like I told you guys on the last video, the Wreck and Reg project, the Toys, Noise, and Action Figures entire album is going to be coming out. It's going to be available on all streaming platforms, and we got some other special goodies to promote it that are going to be tied to it. A bunch of stuff that you're going to want to look out for. So make sure and follow me on my IG page at Regg Henny. That's RE 2 G's HE 2 N's and a Y on Instagram. But we got that coming up. Got more reviews coming your way. I'm excited about a lot of things for 2022. But stay with us. Keep rocking with us. And as always, be good to yourself. Be good to others. Show empathy. Open your toys. Play with them. You deserve it. Peace.